my side. Nobody to console me, nobody to call home me. Hey, what the man you got coma? Marmandi votonga.
Hi my ninjas, how are you doing? It's your girl Owamie, and welcome back to another episode of To Hell and Back. Now you guys know it, on my back it's FS Emporium. Yeah man, I mean we've been shouting her out all this while. She really is so good at her job. She even has a piece that is actually going for only 590, I think it's 550, a whole dress, honey, okay, a whole designer dress by FS Emporium for only 550, and the special I think is only running for January. So I will leave her link in the description box down below. Just make sure that you actually go and you obviously follow her. The other thing again that I have to say is that a huge shout out to Manu Media. He's the one that is responsible for our production, and today we are shooting with him as well, even though one light had to go down because there's load shedding and the inverter cannot carry both. They're so big. But guys, anything digital, he is your guy. Anything digital, he is your guy. You want an ad shot, you want videos, you want pictures, you want anything, he is definitely your guy digital wise. I will make sure that I actually link his Instagram in the description box down below. If you're someone that also just want to upgrade your lighting, your cameras, you want to see like from the low end to the high end, he also has a YouTube channel, so I'm gonna also link that in the description box down below. Go and subscribe and watch his videos. They're very, very helpful. Okay, now my ninjas, obviously I promised you guys and I delivered part 2. We are here with the gorgeous, the beautiful, the very sweet Jane. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so good. Anyway.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
We literally had to take a break, guys. And obviously we're now going to shoot part 2. If you did not watch part 1, you would not really honestly understand. So you need to watch part 1 that actually aired last week, Thursday. Now, obviously, Jane, as we said, that we were going to basically just go ahead and wrap up from, part 1. Your husband has now passed away. Your family, his family is basically saying that they don't want you in anything. Side chicks are there being acknowledged as the wife, sitting next to you as the wife. And, obviously, how did the funeral go?
What a joke of a funeral. But anyway, at the end of the day, what needs to happen will also happen at the end of the day, Mm-hmm. Okay, we had the funeral. I think it was the 24th of April, 2007, mm-hmm. Saturday. Like on a Friday, there comes the cops, like they're bringing him home, there's police, poisoned him and everything.
Did they open a case, try to open a case against
them? They did, because, unfortunately, when you don't know, you would just run to police station. If he could have died at home, yes, yeah. I was responsible. Then now, he dies in hospital. Then now, without knowledge, people rush and, I still question the very same station commander who personally came to say, you are arrested. And I'm like, sir, with pleasure, come, let's go. I just got myself ready. Come, let's go. Because I knew to start with. I didn't do anything. Secondly, you cannot come and help me responsible for someone who was in hospital where they can give you a report and you must just come to me with the report. Fine. And now everybody else. And I guess because everybody, as you know how old people are, they just panic. It's a blue uniform, it's in the house and everything. And for them, it's it's a big thing because now my husband is on his way, down. He has to come.
The cops are coming.
Believe you me, he is home now. The cops just left because I stood up for myself. And I said, you know what, let's just do it. Keep me in the cell. Whoever is responsible for this whole thing maybe will come out and say why they're doing it. Remember that time, it's my sister-in-law, my husband's younger sister. It's my sister-in-law and her husband and some other ones that decided to stay outside. Mm-hmm. And for me, it was more of, it's not about what this guy did to me. Mm-hmm. It's about them thinking, I'm now going to get everything. Because for me, if you think if you want me out, can't you just bury the person and,
Yeah.
But then I'm in my house. And let me tell you, immediately after that, I remember it was a Monday. I went back to Home Affairs, back to my surname. I just gave them back their surname. Reason being, I didn't have kids with this man. And I'm thinking, I'm only 32 years. And I'm thinking, should I meet a man? Am I going to give birth to this child with someone else's surname. I don't believe in all these traditional things and stuff. But then now this man would like wanna own my child. That's where now it comes in, whereby we give away our kids by allowing people that we're not married to we use their surnames, because now I'm using someone else's surname, right? Then now here we are. And then I went back and I changed my surname, and I moved on.
Yeah.
I moved on. I never went for his monies. I qualified.
Yeah, you did.
I qualified.
As his wife, you could have literally gone there and want to claim everything. So
I
they
just
were
stayed
actually
away.
really blessed of the fact that you even let them, have everything. But people are just never appreciative, they're just never appreciative. But I also want to just know, did you know that he was actually the barren one? Or did you believe that maybe
Definitely,
I don't? Okay.
definitely I did, because I remember on the day of on the day where they brought the police and everything, that's when I said everything. I said to them, how I wish right now you questioning if he was sick, what about me? Fine, good, kudos, you wanna know. It's on you, that one. You could have asked him. And if you look at me, I never left this house. I never ran the street amok. I was like sitting here, right here. He's the one who left. Let's start there questioning his ways and how he behaved and everything. And secondly, if you believe that I'm barren, you were not there when we were like going as husband and wife, going to different clinics, trying to check what the problem was. It was not for me to come and tell you, because this was our house. This was where we would talk about things, and this was the only place where we'd like, this is where it was supposed to end.
1,000%. But okay, anyway, you deal with all that horror, and then now you jump into another. It's like,
Hey! Nani.
let's go ahead and talk about your second husband. How did you meet?
God will never forgive me. I remember that day, there's this friend of mine who just bought a car. Then now I'm somewhere around Harankua. Like I stay somewhere in the suburbs, but I'm forever in Harankua, just to, de-stress. Then later on you go home and everything. I'm still with this man, right? Then now I'm driving out of Harankua. There's this other, this other corner now from when you're driving, like, I don't know if you know George Mukhari Hospital.
George Mukhari, yes.
Like when
The
you
cave,
take
I know
the
it,
cave
yeah.
there, and there's a taxi rank somewhere there.
Yes, there's a taxi rank
There's
here.
a corner that goes to
Opposite, you're going to TUT.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now my friend says to me, where are you? I'm like, no, I'm opposite Medunza, but on the other side. We used to call that side on the other side.
Yeah.
Then he's like, oh, okay, fine. I will wait. She wants to show me her car, skip sale. I'm like, okay, let me rather tell me as soon as you're around. Then she phones me and say, I'm here, I'm waiting. Where are you? I didn't see her. Now I'm taking a 10. As I took a 10, she calls me and say, I know I've been waiting for the longest time, girl. I'm gonna go. I'm like, you know what? Right now, as I'm talking to you, I'm now taking that, that corner there? Then as she's like saying, make a U-turn, I'm on the phone. I'm not a law-abiding citizen that minute. I'm breaking the law because I'm on my phone. And now this guy stops me.
Is a traffic officer?
Yes.
Okay.
Stops me. Just under the tree. Every time I look at the tree, I'm like, you, tree. Then I'm like, oh my God. My license disc has expired.
Guilty.
My driver's license is not even with me. I don't even know where it is.
You are a breaker
I'm like, now
of
I'm
the law.
going. Now I am like, because I'm this person who'd like get out of the situation easy. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Then I roll the window. I roll the window. I remember I was driving Palio by then. And this guy says to me, how you, ma'am? And like, they come with this.
I'm
like,
the
"Who?"
authority here.
Yes. I'm like, who? I am Owamie. How you? The first thing, where do they go to?
To the disc.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, you, let me explain to you. I'm like, this guy is looking at me. He's like, what am I seeing now? What's this man doing? Then now, as he's about to say, hey, you're full of drama, you need to go and pay. I'm like, where am I going to pay? With what money? I don't even have. There comes this one, the late one, the first late one. He's
Okay.
going past, they stop him because he's now driving Sketlembemus.
Okay.
Then they stop him in front of me.
Your ex-husband?
Yes, my
Okay.
first lady
Your
husband.
first husband,
Yeah.
sorry.
Then
Okay.
now there he is, like they stop him in front of me. Where are we going, obviously? We're going home. Then I was like, phew. Do you know what he said? He drove straight home to tell auntie that I wish they could just lock her up because she doesn't have a driver's license. Here's a driver's, and I'm like sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, oh, okay, this one is like asking for the numbers. I quickly gave him the
Of
numbers
course.
because
Eish.
I'm in trouble.
I've also
Yeah,
been in that
guys.
situation, but I gave my
yeah,
numbers.
and I've got a choice not to answer, right?
Yeah.
Then here I am, I'm being okay, fine, with the warning, went home. Then the days went. I even forgot about this guy. Me and my bestie one day, I'm like, yo, Chomi, there's this, no, this friend of, oh, may her soul rest in peace. The best friend says to me, yo, Chomi, I met this guy, he says he's coming to the house today. I'm like, yo, Chomi, just go. I want you to be like me one day. You just need to, find a man in your life and everything. I'm just so happy for you. Then Chomi went and phoned me and said, the guy never came. I'm like, sorry, Chomi, things do happen. Things like this, they do happen. Then now there's this guy. I'm at work, like now, he's constantly phoning me. And I'm like, you know what, let me just deal with this guy. Get over and done with it. And, hey, how's it? Hey, did you manage to pay the deal? I'm like, yeah, I did. Anyways, it's like, oh, okay. So when am I seeing you? I'm like, I'm on my way home. Let's just meet there by the garage. That was the first time. Only to find that 2-3 days to come, it's my birthday. Didn't he just buy me anything that was on special that day? And I was so mad at him and I was so angry at him. And I'm like, I don't want to be with this person. The sweetest person ever, only to find that he did that deliberately because with us, like patient pays, had I been dramatic and say, how do you, it was even a joke, like in everything they do. I'm like, but why did you buy it? Was I just going to spend money with someone that I don't even know? With a whole lot of drama stories happening in her life. And for me, it was like a beautiful thing. Then now, fast forward, a guy now 2 years later is like now proposing, like, what?
Can you be my girlfriend? Stuff like that.
Can you? Let's get married. Let's just do this. Remember now, after the funeral, he's like, here, he's like,
So when you went to bury your first husband, you already were basically
how
seeing
did
your
I
second
introduce him?
husband. Wow. I mean, there's no time to stop.
Thank you. Whether you wait for 7 years or 13
It's
years.
the same shame. You
You're
just
still gonna
wasted your
move.
time. You're still gonna move, so rather move.
And this person who disrespects
If
you,
it's
he's
movable,
moving.
exactly. I mean, he moved when you were still there. So
Why
anyway.
do we like labeling people that move on
no,
and
no,
say you could have waited, you could have...
I mean,
It's your
especially
thing.
if it was a machizo, you have every right to just choose yourself and
me
live
rather
your
go
life,
to that.
Yeah. If he's a faithful man, then we are just like, okay,
My point,
we
with this
understand
one,
what you're crying for.
Let me
You're
tell
gonna cry for
with this
machizo
one,
like that.
With this one, I was so thin. I went down, I think, to almost at 32. That's how bad it was. Because he was that man who taught me how to run a household. When they say a good man, like, you will never argue with him for stupid things like, why are you late? He would call me when he gets to work. He will let me know when something is not happening. He would constantly be on the phone with me. That showed that there was absolutely nobody else. I can tell you that 9 years later, like this year is going to be 9 years later, I haven't even tried to open his phone because there's nothing, obviously. And let me tell you, I always say, in everything that he did it so well that I never got to see any sign or anything. But let me tell you, the good was, those ones with good intentions, they don't stay. 1, 2, that's when I had my kids. Like, I think, let's rather go back a little bit. Now we're getting married.
How long did it take for you to get married after you
2010.
buried? After you buried your first husband?
My husband passed on 2007. I got married again 2010.
Okay.
Right. Then now, remember, let me just mention this. Both families, when I got married to both families, the first one and the second one, I've never set my foot there. Because
Okay.
I believe in one thing. I don't have any business with extended and everything until I'm official. I don't
Yeah.
even want to know where you stay.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You
If-
don't care?
I don't.
But that can be dangerous, eh?
Let-
What if this guy doesn't have a place?
Let me tell you, as long as you're there, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
As long as there's people surrounding you, they will know.
Mm-hmm.
They will know, and something happens, there's no way I'll never know. You understand?
Mm-hmm. true.
And for me, if you're from zone 5 and I'm from zone 6, obviously I will know.
Yeah.
Even if I've never been there, but I will know.
Like
You
you've
understand?
never been there officially. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I will never, I've never slept. The first one, I've never slept there. Never, not even once, even after I was married. The second one, they only got to see me after they paid lobola the
Lobola.
day. I was like, can we see? Then that's when they saw me.
Okay.
And we've been together for that longest
Then,
time, you know,
yeah,
like, and for me,
yeah.
I've always maintained the fact that, remember now, my stepdaughter stays with my mother-in-law. What am I going to be doing there? There's my stepdaughter, there's the mother, there's my mother-in-law.
Your stepdaughter from which marriage?
The second one.
Okay.
Now,
okay.
let's.
Yeah, we're separating. So
Yeah.
the first husband didn't have any kids.
No.
The second husband had a daughter.
Yes.
Okay.
I remember I'm big on people that have kids and they close to them, and I encourage and and it's not like people, they will always say, if you don't have kids, how would you love someone else's child?
Yeah.
And they just don't know that it's something that is in the heart. It's not something
Yes.
that you have to practice and
No,
everything.
it's
It
not.
comes
And it doesn't
effortlessly,
come
so-
from the womb. It comes from the heart.
Effortlessly. So
Yes.
I'm a mother to so many kids out there, and I literally raised those kids. Not a mother because I'm here, I've got boobs and everything. I literally raised so many kids that they look up to me as a mother. Even up to now, there's still those ones that I stay with, and they see a mother in me because I've always been there.
Yeah, a
So
mother.
now this man, like, we decide we're getting married 2010, okay, fine. Remember now, this guy is getting married to someone they've never met, there's someone they've never heard of. This man of mine, the perfect one, I can see there's a child, right? I know the child stays with my mother-in-law. This child is the reason why I don't want to go there. My thing is, when the mother wants to see her child, where does she go to? To my mother-in-law. Let's give this old woman respect so that I don't want to judge her tomorrow based on having both girlfriends in the house, because it's going to confuse the poor woman, because ultimately she'll go with what the son wants, right?
Yeah.
Then I stayed away. This one of my many reasons why I couldn't go there. And for me, it's not a thing to go and be introduced, because they can still introduce the other one and they will still love this person the same way they showed
Yeah,
love, you
that's
know?
true.
So now, here's this man, we're getting married. No, like in November, he sent a letter saying like, the family is going to come. So then my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, they're the one that came, have a sitting with my parents. It was just the four of them. Then they decided in January, okay, fine, we're coming back with everything. Okay, January came, they paid global and everything. That's 2010. Then now we're setting a date immediately. No, okay, fine, let's get married on your birthday. Fine, good. We're getting married. Now, the only time they got to see me, everybody, like from late husband, the second one family, they only got to see me, those that came on the day. Those that came on the day, that was the first time they saw me, they were actually surprised. But the joke was when they left home to go to their family where they're supposed to pay lobola, then now they're asking, Brakanti, where are we going to? Because he's the one who's bringing them home, right? To my parents. They're asking him, where are we going? And we're not supposed to just cross the street. Because this man has been with this woman apparently forever. Do you now understand, when you are cut to be married, you will definitely get married to this person. There's a child now involved. That's your first child. But you still don't tell your parents, but they still go with you. You understand what I'm saying? They will do what you want because you're their child.
Of course.
Instead of them going across the street, they're now taking a long route to Mabopane, not in the same area, but then now they're going somewhere else. It's not for them to ask questions because they're doing what this one wants, right?
Yeah.
Then from there, they come back, they're very safe. I had a very beautiful in-laws. Those were like, I think it's because they were very old. Then they say to him, oh, okay, fine, we saw the family and everything, you better hurry up, do the right thing, get done, get finished. In April, we're getting married on my birthday, the 10th and 11th. Remember that one passed on the 12.
On the 12 years.
10
So,
and
okay,
11.
it was like 2 years later.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Then 10 and 11 is my birthday, it's my nephew's birthday, and like we fine, we're going. Then was the wedding not like being talk of the town because I'm getting married to
To another man after you killed your first husband.
Yebo.
Ooh, she's gonna kill
And
this one
yeah,
too.
and this one, the one I'm getting married to, he doesn't have money. This one is the one who had money. So this woman,
Took the money from this one and is now chowing with this one.
yes,
Okay.
and then now what happened to this man who was medically unfit, who had his money with his mother?
He died, Angera, you killed him.
And then what did I get?
You got money, Angera, according to them.
And how much was that money? Because I qualified.
I'm sure maybe they think you got billions. Chelete hai fail. Ikasi fele. Ntatole was too rich, you know, stupid people.
Now, yeah, the same thing that I'm encountering right now. And let me tell you, Owamie, I believe in one thing. Go around and tell people that I have money. I'll behave like I do have money.
Amen
and
to
I'll
that.
tell you why. I don't want to look like I don't have it because if I keep on saying I don't have it, I'll come running to you asking for money. I'll be staying. I'll be walking up and down the street, knocking on each other, on every door that I come across, asking for money.
Yeah.
It helps me. It gives you that decent space of yours that you deserve.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
in everything that you acquire, no matter how hard you work for it, it's that late something, that late whatever the late husband of yours or whoever. For me, it doesn't shake me and it doesn't
Yeah.
change anything. And I still say I'll still continue and do whatever that I feel like doing. Then now we're getting married. Then now this guy of mine, now 2010, after we got married, remember I don't have kids. Then now I'm being introduced. Now I go home and everything. Hey, I'm being told, there's this other sister-in-law, that rat. Captain said, we never liked that one. I didn't even ask you. I don't even care. That one, you were not part of their relationship. I don't even know why they parted ways. I don't even care to know. All I care about is this child to be okay and everything. Yeah, you better take her and everything. I'm like, I'm not taking her because I want to spite anybody. I'm taking her because this child is like staying with this one, is staying with that one. We are here, we are married. We don't even have a
That
child
child
together.
is now my child,
Exactly.
you know.
We don't even have a child together. Every Sunday we have to take this child. She's crying, she's miserable. We have to go drop her at someone else's house who's got a family, who's got her own packages, who's got, this woman is like now in the second, like she's married to this guy who's divorced, bringing the kids. Now we're bringing another burden on top of that. Bringing food, it was not enough. This child needed love. That was my thing. Because
Yeah.
I've seen my mother having a good relationship with my half-sister. So now, why is it difficult for me? Because
do
you see,
that, yeah,
you understand?
yeah.
So for me, it goes back to do the right thing from the get-go. Do not force yourself. Even if you never like this child, accept that
This
they-
child is here.
and
you
to stay.
understand? Yes.
And I normally would say, even if I'm in love with you, you and this child,
You are one. You are one. This is something that I got attacked for saying last year on the internet. Your husband's
way.
child is your
why when
child.
they go to maintenance, they can even gun
That's
for
what I
you.
said. Oh my gosh. That's what I said. Like, you cannot sit
You-
and be
you
like, I've
can
been
hate
with my
them.
husband,
Hate
my
them.
husband, my husband.
Hate them how
His
you-
kids are all
Hate
your
them no
children.
matter how- hate them
It should be
however
like
you
that,
want.
you know.
Hate them however
Whether
you
have
want.
a child or not, that one is not even something that is a matter of you should have a child to know this. You love children with your heart, not with your womb. You understand? But I'm telling you, I was highly attacked last day for saying this, that your husband's kids are your
I'm
kids.
here, I'm telling you.
Thank you.
I
And
am
you
here.
have kids. So at least
I didn't even have kids.
at that
I
time.
didn't even have kids. I took the child, he was only 5, 10 and 6. I had to run around Pretoria North looking for school for that child because I was so vested in seeing my husband happy and because I was happy.
And
Why
when
can't I
you
make him
love-
happy?
When you love someone, really, your love will overflow to, do you understand?
That child gave me my kids because remember from the first marriage, I was barren according to
People.
Thank you. And for me, my blessings were here.
Yes.
And I made sure I'm the one who started the conversation surrounding having to take the child.
And
The
stay
mother was
with-
like up in arms. I would never allow my child to stay with another woman and everything. I was not another woman. I was me.
Hey, and you were your husband's
I
wife.
was me
Yes.
before him. I
Yeah.
was me.
Yeah.
And he made us this man. And we are 3 with this child. And I always maintain the fact that this child will always be part of our lives, but no one else.
Yeah.
If you can accept and learn that part, that whatever that you find, whether it comes after or before, you are affected and infected, and you are just in that load shedding mix and COVID and quarantine. It's you there with everything that is there. So for me, moving along, then I have to look for a school for the child. Didn't they tell me that this child must now go back to her mother because she's a snake? And I'm like, I was so hurt.
That you are gonna kill the baby or something?
Let me tell you how people mindset operate. I come to this family, I don't have kids, right?
Okay.
Now that I'm pregnant, this one must just go. I said, as long as my husband. And remember, I'm not the person that responds to such things. It's between me and my husband if this child has to go. It's between us. If we have to say she must go, we must have valid reasons and we must sit down and discuss it. And I remember this other lawyer saying to me after she heard that my husband passed away, you know, you were so like advocating for the child and everything. I wonder, where is she? What's happening? I'm like, they do grow. With God's mercy, they do grow. You cannot hate a child that tomorrow. I would normally say to her, you know what? No, when you grow up, I wish that I can just make you understand. They will take you away from me, and I'm going to just be left with nothing. You are everything that I have. And maybe God heard me when I said those words. And I would normally say to her father that, you know what, if there's one thing that I'm scared of, I'm scared of losing this child.
Yeah.
And believe you me, the drama surrounding the child, you know, this baby mama drama that you're not even there, but I'm the one who dragged her mother to social workers because I felt like, girl, what you doing, it's not so, like, we would go on a holiday. I would buy it was my responsibility. If I can buy myself clothes, I need to also
By the child.
Exactly.
Of course.
I'm a mother in the house. I cannot expect her father to be like running around buying clothes and everything, undies and whatnot.
I wish,
I'm
you
the
know
mother.
what, I would definitely have to have you again, wherein you just educate wives that have husbands with kids that are not biologically theirs.
I
Because
paid
if
her
all
school.
women thought like you, guys, we would have less children suffering out there. You understand what I'm saying?
Peaceful.
Yes,
And the
because
issues will
these
be-
girls, but these days, all they want is marriage. They don't want what comes with marriage.
No,
If your
because
husband
it's a
has kids,
package.
they are your kids. Take care of them.
It's a
You should be the one that is actually educating,
It's
telling
a
these kids,
package.
or
Let me
this
tell
not
you,
kids
honey.
actually, they are old.
Oh,
The
let me
bus
tell-
village,
But
they've
no,
evil
dude.
hearts.
Yo, God must just help them, hey?
How?
Because let me tell you, you can say whatever that you want with your mouth, but what the law says.
Trust me,
totally
ik
different from
bakala.
what you
It's not
think.
my child, it's not the law, it's your child.
Unfortunately,
You're married.
let me tell you, people just want to get married. They just don't know what the law says.
Thank
They're
you.
thinking even if there's a will,
I can bypass. You
shame,
can't.
you can't. You can't. You can even go to a master of a high court and say he only had one child. If they were 13, they were 13, and
They were
will
13.
come out.
I'm telling you.
And you're gonna share with all of them.
All of them.
Thank you. So now, in my experience was like very, very bad. Do you hear how much I loved my daughter? And even up to today, she knows. She knows. And for me, I always try to. There was a time. Even let me mention this. There was a time I had to pack my husband from taking responsibilities. Like. He's not sure what is it that I'm capable of. We are married. He's not sure about me around this child. He'll just walk in and ask her, hey, are you okay, and everything. But the day he stopped, I stopped it in a very polite, respectful manner. I just said to her, please just give us just give us space, or give me space so that I can just try to get to understand this child, because you're teaching her to run to you
For everything.
and you hardly not at home. You at work. I'm the first one at home. Do you know what I did? The first year, I was the one taking her to school, dropping off, fetching her, building that relationship.
Yeah.
And remember, it was not the first time she was around me, but now we're staying together. I'm not doing this because I want to look good. I'm doing this because I've seen my mother doing it.
Yeah.
My father taking care of what he was supposed to take care of.
Yeah.
Then now I'm paying for the school from my salary.
Yeah.
I'm paying for aftercare now after some
You
time.
are basically this is your
this one
child.
is paying for transport because this
You're helping each other
yeah,
as it is as
you
husband and wife
understand?
in the household,
I'm dropping
right?
her off at school, and why do I see the need for her to be in aftercare? Because I'm like, sometimes I'm late to fetch her, and I feel sad, I feel bad. What if this, something might just happen to? And for me, it was like I would have done this to
If
my
it was
own
my
kids.
biological child, yeah.
Then now, moving along, I fell pregnant.
How long was it after you got married?
2020, my daughter was born 2012, 2013. Born 2012, yeah. We were born
Okay.
2012.
So you got married 2010.
10.
And you fell pregnant
2011, because my daughter was
So
born.
yeah.
Right.
How did you feel when you
Let me
saw
tell
that
you,
positive?
this child of mine, she's the one. Now, remember now, my pregnancy came very, very funny. Remember, in my head, I've been all over the place. I'm barren. I'm not going to have
It's
kids.
done.
Everybody else see me like,
She can't
There's
have
no way.
kids, yeah.
she's now on her 30s. Then now, I'm in this marriage, got married at 34, right? Then now I'm 37. I'm 36. There's no chances of me falling pregnant, guys. Let's just sit and raise this child. Then now my friend, we like somewhere, this is a very interesting part. We like somewhere, I had to go and get a part of a car because they couldn't get it. So this guy says, you better come and fetch it. I'm like, girl, let's just quickly go and come back. She's like, no, I'm here already. She's already in Karangua. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm on my way, I'm coming. Then as we like sitting there, like you cannot just grab and go. Then we're sitting there, we're talking, then all of a sudden my friend is in pain. I'm like, what now, what's going on? He's like, yo, I'm not feeling okay. I'm like, no, friend, please. It's like, I am. But then now she kept on pressing here and I'm thinking to myself, in my head, I've been like to gynecologists, is it ectopic? What is it? But it can't be. She could have, in my head, she could have got a blackout or something, but she's still very, like, holding up there. I'm like, what do you want me to do, friend? Because it's almost late. She said, hey, let me rather go home. Then now it's 2 cars. I can't leave my car. She can't leave her car.
Yeah.
Then this guy offer, let me rather. Then we get home. I'm like, yo, friend, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Rather go. Remember, her mother is a nurse. I'm thinking now we'll know what's happening.
Yeah.
Then we get there. Mommy is not like even there. She is there, but she doesn't understand. Then I said, friend, you cannot stay here. Let's rather go back because you're not far from hospital. Just go, check yourself in so that they can just diagnose and tell you what it is. Now she goes to this other hospital. She gets there, nothing. They say they see nothing. They just gave her aspirin at like a private hospital for that matter. Then now I'm so worried because I can't drive late at night. The following morning, the first thing I say to this one, honey, let me just quickly go and check what happened to my friend because yesterday this is what happened. She said, yeah, no, I could hear you were busy on the phone and everything because she was part of us as well.
Yeah.
And her daughter was like the sister to this one. Then now I'm like, let me just go. I get there that she's in bed, but you can see she's still in pain. And I'm like, no, friend, man, you need to go. I'm like, no, there's this other doctor I used to work for him, and he's a good guy. It's just that he's been bad from practicing. Tell me, do you want to go there? Tell me, I don't have a choice. Because I went to this hospital, they can't see that old man, I trust him. Oh, may his soul rest in peace. Then I'm like, are you going to be able to? He said, no, I'll go tomorrow because I still have medication. The following day, she goes there. The doctor decides to check, then checking, it's an ectopic, you need to be admitted now. She did rupture here, then problems. Then there she is now admitted. That was the first time I see this other clinic somewhere around Sunnyside. Then she is admitted there. Now remember, the doctor doesn't have a car. The doctor is not practicing. He's only trying to help her. Then now I get there. She phones me. Tell me, I'm going to be admitted and doctor will be going with my car. Can you please fetch my car? I'm like, how are you going to be discharged? Like, you'll come and fetch me. Then now I had to arrange people to go get the car because I don't want to be the bad one going to take the car from the doctor. Wow. Then now the younger brother went and fetched the car. Then now she's been discharged. How did she get to the doctor? To check if everything's fine. Then we get there. Just as I walk in, I said, oh, doctor, here's your patient. Like it's happening in the house. I'm like, here's your patient, and hey, I don't know, doctor. Nda, I give a lehi. That's what I said. Those were my exact words. I give a lehi. I'm barren. Like, no ways. How old are you? I'm like, I'm 36. Like, there's no such a thing. And, only to find that I knew this doctor, I don't know, like forever and ever, but I didn't know they were like talking about him being the good doctor and everything. Then now I get to see him now and conversate with him through my friend. Then now I get there, then he says, let me just quickly check her and you must come and see me during the week. I went during the week. When I get there now, there's a whole lot of Owamies there queuing there, everybody else. Why not terminate? Why not terminate? It's all about termination. That's one of the reasons why he was barred from practicing, because he was like specializing on those things. Then for me, it's like, I'm here with my husband. How can you come and terminate while we're here?
Yeah.
Probably I'm there to terminate. It's an official thing, but there's a child here that we brought along. Then now he says to me, I'm going to give you this medication. Go and try it. Then the same week after he gave me medication, I'm on that medication. My father-in-law passes on. And my husband has to go away. There's no intimacy. There's nothing that is going to happen now.
Yeah.
We will see as it happens. Believe you me, then I conceived the day we buried my father-in-law. That was the day I conceived. That was the 5th of June.
Wow.
Then now, after conceiving, now I didn't know I was pregnant. I'm not expecting it, right? Then I go, I'm not feeling okay. I'm so not feeling okay. I say to this one, Nana, let's go to the doctor. We went to the doctor because I had to go with her everywhere I go. Then we get to the doctor. The doctor says to me, oh, okay, fine. You know, like we conversating, we like talking, then dip the thing, then waiting for the results. Like, oh, it took so long to show. Then now he's like, congratulations. I'm just looking at this woman. Congratulations for what now? I'm not expecting that. Oh, you're pregnant.
Wow.
Like, what? You know, like,
I'm sure
I
you
didn't hear what she said after that. It was like, you're pregnant. Then we're going home. I don't even know how to do the breaking news and everything. You know, you want to walk in, but, you know, like, I'm sitting there, like, do I need... Auntie already, Papa, Mama she had, as we were conversating, oh,
That
this
you're
is not your child, this is not your blood child, but you like conversating so well, you like, oh, this is so beautiful. Then she gets home, she tells Daddy that, and then what comes to me is, how? You're not telling me. And I'm like, I'm not telling you what now, sir? I heard that. I'm like, oh my good gracious, yeah. The celebration in the house. It was like so beautiful. It was so nice. It was like unbelievably so. Fine, we moved, and there's a child. We're still staying with this
But
one.
now I'm just so interested in knowing, like, okay, the community when you're pregnant.
Would they come to you? Would they say congratulations? All they will say is finally. Don't you know that word? Yes, finally.
I wonder, like, the
You
family of your ex-husband.
They meet my mom somewhere, the shopping malls, and like, oh, we heard that she's got a baby. By then, because I never stopped, it was 2 of them already. And let me tell you what happened. When I was pregnant with this one, I'm thinking I'm going to give birth when? In June somewhere. I gave birth to my daughter 5 heading to 6 months. My baby was like so small. My baby was like a rat. My baby was like a bird that fell from a nest.
You know, with no feathers.
She was underdeveloped. The lungs were underdeveloped. She was just... But my baby never stayed in hospital for more than a month. She just stayed for 7 days.
Wow.
I ran out of names when I was pregnant with my son because I gave all the names to my daughter the way... You know, like, you're in hospital, the doctor says to you, you really have to go now. I didn't know I was going to give birth that day. You really have to go now. There's something wrong with you. Blood pressure and. I'm like thinking, oh my good gracious, at 37. You could see that my husband was like crying inside, bleeding.
Because he thought we were going to lose this child.
Oh, me. Then the response was, doctor, instead of losing this woman,
rather lose the
I don't know this child.
Wow. You know, but then what I want to, because, you know, unfortunately, guys, we're using the inverter and, yeah, the percentage is going low. So we do need to just, you know, get into this, which I hate,
now,
you know.
I'm pregnant, the child is born, then my husband gets involved in an accident, a very bad accident, get knocked down by the car. Can't remember the date. There was a big e-toll march, the first e-toll march and everything. He was just standing there, minding his own business, doing his work as usual. I'm listening on the news because that's how, you know, if he's not taking calls, support by listening and we'll talk about things and everything. Boom. My child is only 6 months old.
Your second child.
First one.
Your first child is only 6.
Then now, my husband is like all over the place. Like he's in Unitas, the next thing he's in another hospital. You know, like he ended up somewhere in hospital. I mean, in Joburg. Now, I've got this child. I'm still on maternity leave. Now he's like now involved in an accident. He stayed home for the whole year. But guess what? In that whole year that he was home, I decided I'm now leaving my job. I cannot allow this man to suffer like this. We married. I made vows. And for that, no, prior to that, they say to me, because I'm pregnant, this one must just go. Now, there's this accident that is happening. Now I've got this one. For me, in my head is, imagine now I get rid of this one, and now the next thing, I even lose my child. What am I going to be doing right now? I was just going to go mad. Then now, in the mix of everything, while he's in hospital, he comes home and everything. I had to fight the municipality for this and that and all this dynamics and everything. Then now, after a year, he decides to go back to work.
He was now fine.
He's fine. They decide, you're not going to be on the bike anymore. He's like, no, I want to go back there. I want to go back there. We went back to the bike thing for almost, not even a year. Oh, now, whilst he's still on sick leave of a year, I fall pregnant again.
I'm getting a little busy.
He's
He's home here, you know.
I'm pregnant, I'm shy, I don't want to even go home because I didn't even know I was pregnant. We like on a holiday somewhere in Mpumalanga now. I'm not feeling okay and everything. I'm drinking pill like
At
nobody
this
else
point,
is.
your second child is how old?
The first one.
Yes, I get like your first child,
Yes.
obviously, is your
Yes.
you and your
The
husband.
second one.
Yeah, the second one. So now, how many months?
Can I not say it because I used to
Please
cry when I
say
had to change the nappies. They
Of
sit
No.
My sister, like every time you remember, and remember they are allergic to any other nappy. I'm buying this most expensive one for sensitive.
At the same
got a
time.
this one is a premature of 5 months. Yes, fine. She's okay. Now this naughty one just come. On my birthday, I'm like, oh, you know what? Like, I'm not feeling so great. Like, my whole pregnancy was just like that. That time, I'm like using crutches. My pregnancy, like, now when I'm 2 months, you think next week I'm like in the house. Like, I've got this big stomach. And I say to him, you know, like, let's just go. When I come back, just cook sirpa for me and tomatoes, gravy and everything. I don't want anything. It's my birthday. I'm that one at home. When it's anyone's birthday, I run around and buy cakes and everything. Now I'm talking to my sister. Say, no, I'm just quickly going for checkup. Then on our way back, we're going to come and drop a cake. Did we ever go and drop a cake? We never went. The next thing I get to, remember in my head, I'm told the 24th, somewhere down there. It's my birthday. I'm just quickly going there, coming back. I'm going to drop off the cake at home. Then we're going to go to our house and sleep. And, you know, I just need to, boom. You must go to labor ward, ma'am. Quickly.
With your second child now, like your third.
The
And
third.
so now you also gave
I'm
birth
tired.
prematurely.
No.
Okay, so
For
this
me-
one
for
was
me,
full
yeah,
term.
For me, it's a full time because I couldn't even walk anymore.
Okay.
That child, when he was born, he was 3.8
Yo.
kg.
Yo. So it was a scissor.
Yes.
Okay.
This 3.8 comes now, there's hair, there's eyes, there's everything. And I'm like, not this dark thing is not my child.
Ah!
Remember, I came with the yellow.
No! So, okay, you're out here now busy changing babies' diapers at the same time and everything. And then, what happens?
Okay, like now, this child is still on a nappy. This other one is still on a nappy. Okay, fine. We're happy. We you know, my husband is there all the time. We're getting along. We like just a very beautiful family in other people's eyes. But I'm crying myself to sleep because now this child doesn't want to sleep. For 7 to 8 months, I didn't even know how to sleep properly. I couldn't even bath properly. I was like in and out like a fish, boom, boom, quickly. Then now, okay, come the time, 28th of July 2015. We were so much used to, call me when you get there. No, please don't wake me up. This morning, like, just go. Today, just go. Like, don't just even bother. Then now, that morning, no, a day before, I decided, let me rather go and get clothes for the kids and everything. We see this other old woman, like it was a Saturday yesterday. He's like, walking her into the graveside. And I'm thinking, the poor woman, she must be feeling heavy. We start talking about this woman. I say to him, hey, you know what? Now please don't die before me. Because you know how people will start saying, this one.
She killed
And remember, my first late husband died at 40. And I'm like, remember that one died at 40 and you just turning 40 next month. Then he says to me, hi, Wayne, that guy died while he was still very young, hey, 40. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm like, please, let me rather go first. You'll see what you can do with the kids. He's like, what's going to happen should I go first? I'm like, I'm not going to have it easy. And secondly, what am I going to do with the kids? Not now, please. And that was something that, then we started talking what needs to, remember 2 months ago, it was the only time we revisited our insurance policies and everything. We're changing. Do they even know me? You can see that you're dealing with a person who went through a lot, but I tried as much as I could to just, Then now, in the midst of everything, come Monday, he phones me and say to me, oh, no, I'm like, this man is not calling to tell me that he's at work. Then the next thing I hear footsteps in the house, he's back. Why are you back? Why are you back? It's like, no, I'm gonna go and leave. Remember, we need to move and I'm like, oh, okay. Started cleaning your yard and everything. Hi, people seeing him. Hello. Tuesday, the Monday, the day he came back, I went to buy clothes and everything, to get things. I even went to the salon with this one. I'm like, let them do your hair and everything. Then I get home. When I get home, he's like outside, like he's on his phone. He hardly do that. Like he will sit in the house, only to find that he was just waiting for me to open the gate and doors because I'm late. What is it that delayed me? The hair.
Okay.
Then now I look at him. I'm like, hi, let me rather go in the house. He follows me. Put the phone down. I could hear, no problem. Tomorrow then. He's not a person that will take a car to work. That day he took a car, went to work. I didn't even feel up because I don't even know how to do that anyway. Then he says to me, hey, tomorrow I have to quickly go and assist. I'll be back. And I'm like, I'm just so uncomfortable. But anyway, it's fine. I could hear somebody saying to him, you know what, if you're not there, we're struggling. He went. Did he ever come back? No. Now, the next thing, they phoned my brother who's now attending a case in Polokwane. And the fortunate part is I knew where my brother was. But then now I'm actually surprised now. My sister is like now calling my uncle to call me. No one wants to talk to me. Then my uncle kept on, how far are you? Now there's a car coming from work. In my head, because he went with the car to work, then they have to come and fetch me. I get to hospital, like everybody's waiting for me, like on the podium. Oh, is that you? Please come. Your husband needs you, your husband. I got there, just looked at him and I knew it.
That he was late.
I knew that he was, the only thing that was functioning, it was only the heart, but any organ that was in his body was like not functioning. They would get blood, like put him in blood and everything. The blood bank started saying, we're running out of blood group. We're running out of the blood for his blood group. Then now, as they put in the thing, it comes out on the other side. He's like this big and he was a very tiny person. And I just looked at him and said, God, you know what? This man loves himself so much. He's very neat. He's a perfect man. I don't want to find myself in a place where I have to look at him like this. Kids are still small, but you will make a plan. If you have to release him, I release him first. I accept. If this is your will, thank you for bringing him into my life. I'm a mother today because of this man. I'm no longer that barren person. And if that was his purpose, God, I will save you unconditionally. Maybe probably in all these things that I went through with this man, I forgot about you as God who created this man for me, and I'm very proud. Then after that, there was no drama. People are running to the RAF to claim the money. People are running to the office to claim his money. People are getting the girlfriends that were proven by the DNA that those kids, if he had kids, are you saying I was not going to be able to take care of those kids? This evil sister-in-law of mine, whom I just make sure that if my kids have to be around her, there's always somebody. And let me tell you, I never even said anything bad about.
So they were saying that they were kids and then the DNAs were proving wrong.
Let me tell you something. To start with, my son was declared not to be my late husband's son by the sister-in-law.
Imagine.
Thank you. I was hovering. That means I was hovering while I was married. Where did I get this child? Remember, and the one simple response that I gave her, oh, now there was an issue. Oh, she never even disclosed that she was married when she came. I'm like, let me tell you something. It's not your business. It had absolutely nothing to do with you. And let me tell you, me and you, we were married twice. But at least I never came with nothing when I came into this house. I came like this. And I'm walking out with something. Say that when I'm married somewhere else. Because I'll be having your cargo here. And she was quiet and she felt like I was being disrespectful. And let me tell you this, I always say, where there's money, let's be careful as in-laws.
Yeah, no, definitely. But with your second late husband, which I'm really so sorry for your loss, I just can't imagine, How was that though, emotionally for you, having to, lose your husband?
Died on the 28th, but on the 1st, when people saw me, I was totally different. I was skinny. Fortunate enough, I never lose my mind when I'm focused on something. If I have to run a business, I run it to the end and I'll sit and cry myself to sleep when everybody else is gone. Now come after he passed, they taking things like those other parts.
Whilst you are still, Mara, these people.
Packing, taking them, even with my bag. I'm quiet. And that's when I decided, I'm paying accounts alone. And he used to say, should anything happen to him, he's got a son. Everything and anything, they will see what they do, whether they are outdated or anything. And the reason why for him to be saying that, it's simply because he had this other suit from his father and he was like, it's still there even up to today. Let me tell you, I still have his clothes. And I never gave up on them wanting, where is his clothes and everything. I said to them, if they're going to bring him back, I'll give them his clothes. If I'm going to be the one paying accounts alone, I'm not giving nobody anything.
So did you continue staying with his first child?
Anyway, she's now 20, grown up as a woman. Then we decided that you must go and stay with your mother so that she can get to know you, because most of your life you spend it.
Yeah.
She's with her mother. She's a grown-ass woman now. She's, the other day she was actually talking to her younger sister, and that one says, Mommy, she wants to see us and everything. I'm like, no problem, sure, anytime. Anytime. Because whether I like it or not,
They're siblings, yeah.
They're siblings. Whether I like it or not, no matter what I say to my kids about their aunt, they're still their aunt.
Yeah, that's true.
And for me, peace is very important. And let me tell you, after the DNAs and everything going up and down to the lawyers and everything, you know what is it that I said? This is proof enough that when we got married with this man, you always believe that I have money. Let me live there. And if you really and truly love these kids, you will take care of them. What contribution did they make?
Nothing.
Especially this red that talks too much, that is all over the place, talking too much. That auntie. That auntie is dangerous. I mean, you greet her. Even if she says, don't believe her. She is a liar like that. And auntie would go out of her way and say things about her own mother.
Yeah, those are dangerous people.
Dangerous people. So for me, I always say, if my kids have to be around her, there has to be someone there.
Around, yeah.
Because I'm telling you, things that she said to my stepdaughter, you're not going to believe them.
Yeah.
In any rate, such is life.
She's live.
Such is life.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, 9 years later, I'm not fighting for my husband's money. I'm still waiting if they are mine. And if my kids are supposed to be raised by somebody else out there, here they are.
Yeah.
Here they are, 12 and 13. Let me tell you, now I always say, when I pray God, I tell him what I want and how I want it. I remember one day I said, this would not be the last funeral she goes to and claim money. She's still going to fake the documents. She's still going to go around and
this
see
child
tents.
is still going to be pushed to different dead people because obviously they just want money. That's crazy.
How many kids does she have now?
How many?
I'm talking from 2010. I mean 2012, 2015. There's a child after 2015, 16 somewhere. There's a child somewhere. Then after this child is
3 more.
So it's this one, and
5. Wow, that is
let me
absolutely
tell you,
crazy.
after she fraudulently got paid, she threw a party.
Got paid from who? Your husband's estate?
Thank you. Was I paid?
Wait, you didn't get any money from your husband's estate?
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. That look at me and think that I'm rich is fine.
Wait, and then what
I
about the
always say-
rough?
What are you saying? Do you want me to show you proof? Shame.
Is it still hanging even till today,
Yes.
9 years later?
Thank you.
What?
I'll tell you what my lawyer did, the first lawyer. This lawyer knew us on a personal level. Okay, fine. They're dealing with rough, they're dealing with estate. It's 2 lawyers doing the same thing. Obviously, when we went for our will, we went to the same people. And now she knew me as this person who'd advocate for this child. We did everything by the book. Fine. Then now come the time they parting ways. I'm the one who's suffering now. Because that one needs a file, that one needs a file, this file has got money. Can I tell you that my lawyer, the RAF lawyer, this woman, they paid her. Remember, with funeral expenses, you just get it immediately. Did I get that money? A question to be answered by her, because there's letters that went to her, there's everything. She claims that she paid back the money to RAF. RAF forensic investigators says there's no such a thing. We're looking at the records right now. This woman never paid back anything. She only paid the money after you terminated her, and we were like, we paid her and you terminated her and she delayed. Then that's the only money. And that money for funeral expenses, you could have
Gotten it.
immediately. That's why I say, if you get married, you must open here and start learning so that you can understand and know. And for me, right now, as I'm sitting here, my stepdaughter got her fair share and everything, probably is even finished. I'm not even worried. I don't even care. I always say, if it was about money, get finished. Do they still have that money?
No.
Where am I today? I'm here. I'm still breathing. I'm here. My kids still go to school. I'm here. Nothing has stopped. And I'm here. I'm happy. Nothing will ever bring him back.
Wow.
That's my belief. If it was about money, I could have read. Because when I went to RAF, they were like, no, this case, it's almost past 90 days. We're just going to combine the file.
But that never happened. Wow, that is really honestly just so sad, hey?
Yeah.
But you are such a strong woman, you're such a beautiful woman, you're such a bubbly woman. And, looking at everything that you've actually gone through, like, that is absolutely crazy, that is absolutely crazy. But now, as we're closing, obviously, I just want to know, like, did they ever accuse you of being the one that killed your husband?
The second one?
Yeah.
There was no way, fortunate enough.
Because
It's
it
an
was a car accident. I thought they were going to go the route of, she went to Sangomas. Hey, she did
They
this.
knew that I'm not doing those things,
Okay,
fortunately enough. Because remember when
fortunately.
I came without a child,
Yeah.
did I even mention to you that I brought my sister's granddaughter? My sister's granddaughter, because I didn't have kids. I took her in when she was 7 days.
Okay,
Remember?
yeah.
Then now I come with this child. He didn't even tell us. That's how much they didn't know him. That's how much they never had a relationship. Oh, they're asking me now, the first time I'm there with this child.
Yeah.
And remember, they told the elders that, no, they took in this other one, they're staying with her. So now, you never even told us that
That she has a child and everything.
He's got a child. They will never ask me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, so please, he's not
don't
involved.
even
It's just
get-
that me and him, we agreed that let's take the child in. Do you know?
Okay. What advice would you give like a young widow that, her husband just passed, maybe she has 2 kids just like you,
You know, the best, for me, the best advice that I always give to people is don't be afraid to talk about death with your partner. Deal with it head on. Because it will help you and save you from having to fight for things that you're not even sure you're going to get at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But if you talk about things and you could hear from the other side that this person
is
is
what
like
they
here
want,
with me or
yeah.
is somewhere else, you get to prepare yourself. Let me tell you, there's nothing fulfilling like going to bed knowing that you've got your partner's back. Nothing will ever make you want to go and dig him out the grave and say, this man failed me. Because it's a topic that needs to be discussed all the time,
Whilst,
every day.
someone is alive. Like, what do you want? Yeah.
And let me tell you and give you this typical example. I always said to him, let me tell you, when you go to the bank, it's 2 chairs. There's no 3 chairs. Those 2 chairs are for couples.
Yeah.
You sit there and do your things. You do them right.
together, yeah.
When I'm gone, that chair, it should be unoccupied. I'm not going to put you through a stress of me passing away, then my sister or my brother or
Has
any
to
one
now
of
go
my
and-
relatives sitting
yeah,
there snooping
making
in.
sure.
You know what happens when people die? I'm sitting in the room because I'm not supposed to be going anywhere according to
tradition.
them. Yeah, you have to sit there and somebody has to do that. And you go with people, they're full in the car. Where are they going to? They go there to come back because there's everybody else sitting under the trees and everything, especially at the villages. When you walk in, then, oh, let me quickly go and say hi to Uncle so-and-so. That's where this gossip starts, because you get out of the car, you want to go, because on your way back, there's a lot of phone calls, unnecessary phone calls. How far are you? As if you went somewhere
For
with
something.
everything.
Yeah.
No, the other one said it's going to pay to. Those are the conversations. I listen when people talk. I listen when I go to other people's funerals to comfort people. I listen and I look how there's always this division. With me, it was even worse. When presidency came to offer their condolences, everybody wanted to be in the room. But when people came to offer prayers, they were nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
But when Black and White came into the room,
They want
to be there. So for me, to all the women out there, whether an old or a young widow, for me it's the same. Plan your death whilst you can still talk about it.
Yeah.
Plan for it. Arrange. If you have to go and say, when I'm dead, please go and check under the mattress.
Yeah,
There's
there's this and
do
that. Go
it.
and do it,
Do
yeah.
it. And be specific in what you want. And let me tell you, will minimizes drama. It doesn't cancel drama, but
Yeah,
it minimizes
it
drama, because
minimizes.
you as Owamie, you'll be married, there will be a will, but you'll be faking that will. The will will be fake. There will be stories around it.
Yeah.
Let's normalize that
Yeah.
and say, if this will is fake, do I have something to fall back onto?
Yeah. You
Don't
know.
get stuck in life.
Yeah,
That's how I believe, and that's how I look at life in
Yeah.
general. I don't want to get stuck fighting for something. If it's mine, it will come to me. I
Yeah.
was married, I'm sure of that, and I was never married like through,
Yeah,
back
fraudulent
doors and
ways,
everything.
yeah.
I was married straight. Fortunately enough, my lover was negotiated with my mother-in-law and my father-in-law. So what else do I want? Let them deal with what they're dealing with right now. They are married. They are in their houses. They've got their own packages. I'm not going to be there. But they will go through what I went through 10 times, and I don't wish anything bad for anybody.
Yeah.
But if you are a sister and you've got a brother, allow them to be happy with their wives. If
Yeah.
he chose that ugly wife, that's him there. If he chose that lazy one, that's him
his,
there.
you know?
If he feels like he doesn't want you to associate with his wife, don't get involved in things that they don't want. Get invited. That's me.
Yeah.
I always say, I'll wait for
Yeah.
invitation to get
Yes,
involved.
to get in there. But okay, thank you so much for actually joining us, and obviously having us 2 parts, and discussing everything. So if you do want to actually get her socials, I'll make sure that I link them in the description box down below. My ninjas, I absolutely love you, and of course you guys know I'll see you guys in the next episode of To Hell and Back, and hopefully we will have lights, honey. Okay. Bye.